Hey, co-reporters, welcome back to my channel, episode 11. Oh my God. So this episode is all about Chelsea and Kwame's wedding. Will they say yes? Will they say no? And of course, the drama surrounding his mother as well. Now, the first thing that's really kind of like hurting on Chelsea's end is that Kwame told her that he doesn't want her to take his last name until his mother approves of the relationship, which I get why she's hurt, but at the same time, I'm like, Chelsea, why do you want to take this man's name immediately anyway? You barely know him. Wait until at least a year or two of marriage before filling out all that paperwork to change your name for a man you literally do not know. So I don't know. I do also wonder why Kwame's dad was unaware about him being engaged and doing this experiment in general. Like, why wouldn't he tell his dad just like he told his mom? Like, I don't know. This guy is so sketchy and weird. Remember, we haven't met his family at this point. We haven't met his friends. Now we're finding out that his dad doesn't even know he's engaged and participating in this. Like, so many red flags surrounding this man. I'm really excited to watch it all play out. Meanwhile, Bliss is concerned about Zach's level of commitment to her, and he has to reassure her again, just like I keep saying. This girl is not ready to marry this man because she still is hung up about being left behind for Irina. And I do not know why they are rushing to the altar with all of these wounds still being out there. Like she's really like struggling, and I just don't get it. She doesn't seem elated in her engagement, and I feel like she deserves to feel that way in her engagement. Like this should not be a question, right? She does tell Zach it's okay if he changes his mind on her again and stuff. And I don't know, I just feel really bad for her. I do think she's at least slightly traumatized by what went down, and she wants him to let her down like now before getting to the altar and having that like public humiliation, which I totally get. I totally do. Like this cannot be easy. Now, guys, do you remember how last episode I was wondering why we haven't yet met Tiffany and Brett's family? We've met their friends, but not their family. Well, in this week's episode, Tiffany gets to meet Brett's brother and his father, and she talks about how she fell for Brett's quiet confidence. The brother asking her what like social class she grew in was crazy. I was like, I've never heard of anyone asking a question like that, like so tactlessly. Like that kind of took me by surprise. Typically, people, in order to gauge your social class, they ask, what do your parents do for work? Did you guys vacation growing up? Like those kinds of subtle questions. Not what were you, middle class, lower class, upper class, or whatever you call it. Like that was really odd. So Brett's dad was super supportive of their relationship and the blind dating process as well. He really loved that they were dating for what was on the inside and whatnot. And the only thing that his brother needed to approve of the relationship was for Tiffany to greenlight his hair, which was this huge, luscious afro and a long beard. So that was quite funny. I do love Brett's family's Southern accent, and I wonder why he doesn't have that. That has happened a couple of times where people on the show will have one accent and then their family members will have a different accent. And I don't know, I find that really cute and charming, you guys. It's like, wow, that's interesting. I guess like as you move and stuff, because his brother obviously and his dad don't live in Seattle. I guess I don't know where they live. I forgot, but like I guess they kept their accent from there. And Brett's kind of like changed as he moved out of the South. Now, at this point, it's time for the bachelor, bachelorette parties and whatnot. I don't like bachelor and bachelorette parties for a couple of reasons. I don't like getting like wasted. I also don't love like the stripper thing, male strippers, female strippers. I do like burlesque. I thought that was really cool, but like the typical stuff I don't love. And again, I'm cheap. I don't want to waste my money on a bachelorette party. So now, speaking of burlesque dancers, there's a burlesque dancer dancing for the bachelor party, and Zach is on another end of the bar. He doesn't want to watch it because his mom was a stripper. So it's a little bit too close to home for him, which I totally get. And I imagine it's a little sad, just like imagining his mom in that way as well. So yeah, that's got to be really difficult. Meanwhile, Kwame and his friends are enjoying the show, and he tells his friends that his mom is not going to be at his wedding. And it looks like he is trying to stop himself from crying about it. So it definitely is something that struck a nerve with him. And then he complains about Seattle some more. He says it's overpriced and overrated. Yeah. His friend asks if he's going to marry Chelsea and whatnot. And as usual, Kwame laughs as if his friend just told him a joke, when all his friend did was ask him if he's going to marry his damn fiance. Like, it's so obnoxious. Every time he laughs, I want to like rip my ears out. Like, I'm so tired of his fake ass laugh at inappropriate moments. Meanwhile, as Kwame is laughing about the hilarious idea of marrying his fiance, you've got Zach, on the other hand, literally listing all the reasons why Bliss is his soulmate. And I was like, oh my God, Chelsea, please, you deserve so much better. Just look at what other men are capable of. Now, at the bachelorette party, Micah gets super drunk and she decides to FaceTime Paul. And I'm like, oh, she really loves this man. Like, she really, really does. And he asks her how much he loves her. And then the evil friend, right, who like is hating on Paul, gets in on the FaceTime action and stuff. And she says that she is a great guy, but she doesn't think that he's the right guy for Micah. And it's like, you don't even know this guy. You don't know their relationship. Like, F off, dude. Like, she's so annoying. Then the two friends at this point, she influences the other friend that Micah also invited to her bachelorette to start talking crap about the relationship and about Paul and stuff. And yeah, I'm like, oh God, like, why are you so miserable? Like, this girl, Micah, please. I hope, because remember, the live reunion is supposed to be this Friday, this weekend. I hope Micah tells us that she dropped this girl, please, for the love of God, before you end up like Raven with your friend, quote unquote friend, on TikTok laughing at your pain and whatever it is you're going through, you know? Now, I gotta say, the pearls that Micah had in her hair during this scene, you guys, were absolutely gorgeous. I want to know where she got them. They were really, really pretty and subtle. I don't know that they would work on my hair, but I like them. I might buy them just to look at them or something. They're really nice. She does tell us that she loves and misses Paul a lot and that he's the love of her life. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I believe her. I do, especially with her being drunk. She's drunk in love, y'all. Now, let's get back to Chelsea and Kwame, because again, this episode heavily focuses on their wedding situation. And Chelsea at this point is saying that Kwame's mom doesn't think that she's going to be able to live up to her expectations as a Christian Ghanaian woman. So I'm like, is Kwame's mom kind of doubting Chelsea's ability to be a good wife to Kwame because she is a white American and she's not Ghanaian? I don't know her religion. Maybe it's not Christian, you know what I mean? Or if she is, whatever, maybe she's not a devout Christian. I don't know. I'm really curious about what that is. Is that also why she wants to keep her away from the Ghanaian last name, because she's white? I would love to see all of this be answered at the reunion. Now it's time for the actual wedding. And guess what? Kwame finally introduces us to people he actually knows, like his siblings, for instance. So we got his brother, we got his sister. And I got to say, his sister, I fell in love with her off the bat. Her heart, oh my God, you could just tell she's a wonderful person with a beautiful, beautiful, open, big, loving heart. So she comes up, and it turns out that she helped raise Kwame and whatnot, because there were a lot of siblings and the parents were very busy. So she was like a surrogate mother to him, and she was very encouraging to him. And God, I loved her. I love sisters. I only have one. And I always say, I wish I could have more, because I love having a sister. And she would be a good like second sister for me. I love her. I'm like, yes, she's my girl. One thing I noticed about Kwame's family is that they all have these Western names. So I guess they had Western names first, and then their Ghanaian names as their second name. So I do wonder why Kwame, in all of his self-hating glory, goes by his Ghanaian name rather than his Western name of Alex. Because when his siblings pop up on the screen, we get their names, Barbara and Jerry. But I'm sure, let me just say this, my Ghanaian peeps, I know at least one of them's name is Nana. I swear, you cannot have 4 Ghanaians in a room without one of them being named Nana. And Nana is a gender neutral name. It could be a boy or it could be a girl. So I don't know. It could be the brother, it could be the sister, but I know Nana's in there somewhere. Now, it turns out that even though Kwame kept his engagement and participation in the show a secret from his father, his dad is actually really excited and optimistic for him and supportive. So it just makes it all the more bizarre. Like, what happened? It seems like they're estranged, or he's scared of his dad or something like that. I wonder if he regrets not letting his dad in now upon learning that his dad would have been supportive of this. Wouldn't it have been nice for Kwame to at least have his dad there if his mom couldn't be there to support him? Like, why didn't he give his dad a chance? But listen, just like Kwame, I'm African, and I know how African dads can be. They can be very distant. So it can be quite difficult to broach these sorts of subjects with them. So, I get it, especially if you're already having a difficult time enough with a mom. You'd be like, listen, if my mom's not supporting me, my dad, hell no, is not going to support me. So I get it from that perspective. Now, Kwame's sister. I like how she told him that his mom is still praying for him and his relationship and his marriage, even if she's not going to be there in person to support it. I thought that that was something that he definitely needed to hear, that he at least had some sort of blessing. And she was really funny too. I love the banter that she had. Like the family dynamic with them all was really beautiful. His brother, by the way, looked like Donald Glover to me. And his sister also told him that their mom would love Chelsea and she will love Chelsea when he introduces her to her after the wedding and whatnot. She's just such a supportive, lovely, lovely, lovely girl. Now, this isn't a picture of Chelsea from the actual wedding. This is when she was trying things on. Thank God she didn't wear these hideous earrings, but she did look really beautiful as a bride. I loved what she was wearing. I didn't love the necklace. I'll be honest about that. And I didn't love the earrings either, but I love the dress, I love the bouquet, and I loved her hair. It's I do have to say though that the wedding was very, very pink and very, very Chelsea. I did not see any aspects of Kwame in there. The only Kwame aspects I saw were his kente cloth that he had as a napkin and as a bow tie as well, you know. But here's the thing: a lot of guys don't even want to really be involved in wedding planning, so he probably just what do you call that? Let go of the reins for her to go ahead and just manage all of it. And it was beautiful. It's just that there were no masculine touches at all. It was just like a pink, 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 pink. Now, I will say that it is a little strange to me that Kwame's brother was not at least a groomsman in his wedding. You would think that like a brother would at least get that role. I don't know. There are just so many odd things about this guy to me. I got to be honest with you. And I do also love how Kwame's sister visited Chelsea before the wedding. She gifted her with this Ghanaian clutch and whatnot. It was very beautiful and colorful. Speaking of colorful, I have to say, a lot of people are accusing Chelsea of fetishizing Kwame. I have not seen any strong proof or evidence of that, so I'm going to refrain from that. One thing that a lot of people are saying, that when Chelsea accepting this colorful clutch said, "I love color," people saw that as a fetish thing. Like, oh, is this a joke that she loves black people because black men have color or melanin? I'm like, guys, please have mercy. Like, stop reaching so much to find like these things like where they don't exist. Chelsea loves color. She's got pink everywhere. She loves hot pink. She loves light pink. Remember that tacky engagement shoot? They were wearing fluorescent yellow. She does love color. It doesn't necessarily mean she's fetishizing someone. Like, please, like, have mercy when you watch these things. My God. Now, I did love the kente cloth accessories that Kwame added to his suits. He seems kind of sad and apprehensive up there at the podium and whatnot, but his sis was doing her best trying to hype him up before walking down the aisle and everything. And so I hope that that did kind of like help him calm his nerves and like help him think straight about what decision it is that he wants to make at this point. Chelsea's dad, just before walking her down the aisle, says that he believes that she made the right choice and that they'll all have fun together as a family, and she's been a great daughter and will make a great wife. Absolutely beautiful. Like, he seems like such a nice, wonderful, supportive, lovely man and whatnot. And so I'm happy for her, and I'm happy for Kwame that he's about to potentially marry into a family that's very welcoming and loving and accepting as well. Kwame didn't really smile when Chelsea read her vow, so that to me was a little made me nervous. But at the same time, he could have been like hella nervous while she was reading her vows and just like in his head and whatnot. So that might have been a reason why he didn't write his vows ahead of time. But they came from the heart and they were incredibly beautiful and thoughtful and whatnot. So I do have to give him props for that. Being able to do that under pressure and stress and being on TV and whatnot, like, it truly is incredible that he was able to pull that off. I would have been just shaking at the knees. You would have heard just like my little kneecaps bouncing off each other because I'm trembling and whatnot. So Chelsea's up first when it comes to saying whether she does or does not take Kwame to be her lawfully wedded husband. And obviously she says that she would like to marry him because it's Chelsea, and she's shown nothing other than that. Like, she's been 100% about this man all this time. And I hope Kwame realizes how lucky he is to have someone who is 1,000% about him, has never made him feel any doubt or whatnot. And I think that, it's like I said in that video, I think that's the problem with Kwame. He's not used to people being 1,000% about him. He's not 1,000% about himself. And that's something that kind of scares him off a little bit. So we will see what ends up happening, because of course it is a cliffhanger ending. We don't get to see whether or not Kwame actually says yes to marrying Chelsea as well. Listen, up until this point, I always thought it was a straight no. But after last episode, where he went out of his way to compliment her without her having to ask him, to tell her that he loves her and stuff, now getting the blessing of his mom via his sister. Oh, I'm gonna say that I do think he'll say yes. I do. Yeah. Yes, I think he'll say yes. And now there was like these jokes that his sister was throwing around, like, okay, neither of you can say no, or else I'm gonna like run out of there or throw you out of there or something like that, which was quite funny. But I think he'll say yes. Will it work out? I don't know. No one knows. But I do think he'll say yes. And I can't believe I'm saying that, because it's always seemed like he was overwhelmed by her. And not only that, but just not attracted to her. It always felt like he was attracted to Micah. But Micah, at this point, she's gone. She's got her man and whatnot. So I don't think he's going to like give this up, the supportive person who loves him, up for a chance with someone who's already with someone else. You know what I mean? I can see him saying yes, but I might be crazy. Y'all let me know what you think, okay, in the comment section down below. And as usual, we'll chat. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.